Hi, friends. I'm Katie.
And I'm Lauren, and welcome to Okay, but Did You Know? A podcast where we talk about the TV and media that we love with a friend who's never seen it before.
Today we're recapping and chatting about Bob's Burgers Season 8, Episode 14, The Trouble with Doubles, and Episode 15, Go Tina on the Mountain. We're going to start off with our synopsis for Episode 14, The Trouble with Doubles. Louise finds the old tape of Tina singing goodbye to her poops, and Tina wants the tape destroyed. She also finds an old horror movie that Bob insists they should never watch. When Linda comes home from PTA, she tells Bob she agreed for them to go on a double date. Louise convinces their friends to come over to watch the horror movie while their parents are out on their double date for the night. Bob and Linda have a horrible time with the other couple and get stuck going to an escape room with them. Linda accidentally texts the other wife how she feels about the couple just as they're being locked into the escape room together. The kids start their scary movie night and all end up terrified to leave once it's over. Tina shows her poop video to get the scary movie out of their heads so they will leave. Bob and Linda get past their differences with the couple and complete the escape room, surviving their horrible double date. And as always, what did you get for the vacant storefront?
Show me by your name embroidered shawls.
A play on the 2017 movie Call Me By Your Name.
Terrible movie, terrible book.
Yep.
So bad.
Not that I've actually read them, but I
No, I didn't
I trust your judgment.
I didn't finish it. I'll be quite I didn't finish the audiobook. I did finish the movie, and I understand logistically why they did it the way they did it.
Mm-hmm.
But the book is first person perspective from the Timothy Chalamet character. However, it is narrated by Armie Hammer.
Oh God.
I hate it.
All of this sounds horrible.
Yeah, I couldn't finish it.
What did you get for the pest control truck?
I like dead bugs and I cannot lie. Pest control.
A play on the first line of Baby Got Back by Sir Mix-a-Lot.
Oh yeah.
And there are sadly no burgers because
No.
we are not in the restaurant for this episode.
No burgers.
But we do have John Gimberling as Nicholas Donahue, best known for his role as Bevers on Broad City,
Okay.
as well as Tammy Sager as Ruth Ann. She has written for shows like 30 Rock and Psych. Not a lot of acting credits, but like she's a pretty great writer. So I like anybody who's written for Psych. Psych is
Oh
such
yeah.
a good show.
How do you spell her name?
Tammy, Tami, Sager, Sagher.
Okay.
Trying to see if she was in something else
Yeah, I'm
that you
trying to
know
look her.
of.
Yeah, because like I feel like her voice
You know
sounded
that
so
name.
familiar. No, she doesn't look familiar.
Yeah,
For the
she's
show.
mostly written things from what I saw.
Mm.
The original title of this episode, as shown on the script cover, was The Date Escape, a reference to the Great Escape. This is
Okay.
also reflected in the name of the escape room facility, Escape. It's hard to say, Great Escape-taitons,
Mm.
which is also a reference to, of course, Charles Dickens' Great Expectations, which I've
Yes.
never finished that book a day in my life.
Never read it.
I've tried so many of the different classics, but like we've had this discussion where like if you're going to read classics, you need so much information to understand what the hell is going on.
Yeah, our year for that would the year for Charles Dickens was 10th grade. We read A Tale of Two Cities, but even then my class didn't actually
I don't think I did
my
either of
my
those.
class did not actually read it, and this is my favorite story because the teacher was just weird. Basically, he told us that he started the year intentionally with what he felt to be the easiest book, followed by the hardest book, being Catcher in the Rye, followed by Tale of Two Cities, so that he could weed
Hmm.
out the kids that weren't supposed to be in the honors program.
See, I
So,
wasn't in honors for 10th grade on that one.
but yeah, as retaliation, my entire class just read the Spark Notes, and everyone did equally bad.
I love that. No, 10th grade was Julius Caesar, and I really love this book. I actually bought it again. The Good Earth. That is by, it's right here next to me, Pearl S. Buck. And I actually really, like, to this day, want to reread it because our
Hmm.
class had so much fun reading it because of, like, all the different cultural
Hmm.
parts of it because it takes place, I want to say, in China.
Yep.
And I love that book. Like, I will read it as, like, it's very rare that you could look back at high school and go, I'd read that again. Like, a book you
Hmm.
were taught.
Yeah.
That's one of them I feel like I would read again. And I had to read some, like, oh God.
We read some not great stuff.
I read some horrible stuff. Like, I to this day hate the Scarlet Letter.
Fair.
I don't like traditionalism. I
Sure.
don't like that era. I don't like it. Never have.
Mhm.
This episode features Daryl's first speaking appearance in almost 2 years.
That's fair.
His last was in season 6, The Hormoniums, which aired on April 17th, 2016. Andy and Ollie Pesto also make their first speaking appearances in season 8.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I had a feeling. Tina's poop song is sung to the tune of Twinkle Twinkle Little Star.
Fair.
The couples, also including Lars, were in the escape room for 37 minutes and 58 seconds, as there was 22 minutes and 2 seconds remaining when Lars exits the jail cell.
Okay, then.
So, I think that's too easy of a room.
I think so too, especially like it's the key is like I know it's obvious it's in that locker, but like and the clues are obviously to get the combination, but that's all that it is. It's it's I guess three puzzles technically speaking, but it's
Yeah.
really one big puzzle. Like usually escape rooms
And
have
when
more than that.
every escape room we've done has had 3 different rooms.
Yeah, I've never been in a one room escape room.
Never done a one room. I mean, they taught they I think the joke there is it's a bad escape room. They went
Yeah.
to a bad one, but every escape room my husband and I have done, because we love escape rooms, it's been 3 separate rooms. 'Cause, we had one where the second room was supposed to be, like, kinda like in the forest, because 'cause you're trying to escape a maniac in, like, the
Mhm.
woods in a
Yeah.
shed and some shit, and they actually had, like, a fake severed foot that falls from the fucking ceiling.
Nice.
Almost fell on my head. That was a great time.
Nice.
So, that one was spooky. Like,
Yeah.
it was a lot.
A couple of the ones that
Uh
I did were themed like almost kind of like horror movie cult farm situation.
Mhm.
So like you're like finding information about like the brothers of the founding family or something like that, or there's like
Oh
some
my goodness.
that one was very elaborate with the theming, and the rooms themselves were very big because of the two escape rooms I did at that place, I want to say each time it was a group of at least 6 people.
Okay.
Especially because one of them quite literally had a puzzle where you needed 4 people to hit buttons in certain orders in
Yeah, you can
different
only do certain
areas.
rooms with so many people.
Yeah, so, like, you need people all over the place, and that one was multi-layered, that one had stairs. So,
Ooh,
like,
that's
the front
cool.
room had stairs that led to, like, a balcony that overlooked the back room, so you had to figure out how to get, like, in there from downstairs. Other ones had, like, a vent that someone had to crawl through to get through to open the door and everything. It was a very cool and complicated escape room. I'm just mostly not great at figuring out the puzzles. I'm more a case of, "What do you need me to do?"
I have a Steven.
I help.
I see, and I'm sitting here, I'm like, it'd be so great, like, because we're planning to hopefully, like, see each other soon if I can get things to work in my, way, and I'm like, "Oh my god, we should do an escape." We're gonna be so tired. And I'm gonna have my kids. There's no way.
Yeah.
Can you imagine trying to do like, who's gonna watch my kids?
Right?
But because I need Steven.
Yeah.
We need a Steven. He's so good at puzzles.
Mhm.
And my last note is just the other escape rooms at the escape room place, because trying to say that again sounds it's too hard. Was a war bunker, a hotel room with a chalk outline on the floor, and a detective also office.
Okay, then.
And I only have 4 lines.
I have more than that.
Yeah, you go first.
Okay. You were supposed to say, "Let me get back to you," and then never get back to her.
Like when you think a guy is going to murder you and then he proposes.
I had that one too. It's like, hey, maybe we'll have fun, and the date will surprise you. Like when you think a guy is gonna murder you, and then he proposes. I like a little shiver in my liver.
Zombies and a deli? I'll have some of that on rye.
You want to order what you like and eat it all? Selfish.
Dad has resting bee face.
This movie's ruining roast beef sandwiches for me.
Bad joke. Bad joke. I mean, it was awful, but I feel kind of brave and smart. That won't last.
Why can't I be my husband's emotional support dog?
That's all I
I
had,
have
so
one
you
more.
keep going.
I have one more. It's like the freaking SATs in here. I don't even know the context of that.
Okay, but I would love to do. Can you just imagine just doing an escape room with the cast of Bob's Burgers? Main cast.
Yeah, that'd be real something. Well, because to be fair, to do a escape room with the main cast of Bob's Burgers is to still do an escape room with about 30 Bob's Burgers characters,
You're not wrong.
all played by H. John Benjamin.
Okay, but do we throw Herman in there just for fun?
We can't if you want to double the amount of characters.
Can you imagine the voices? All the voices.
All of them at the same
It's
time.
like taking Seth MacFarlane to dinner. You never know what you're gonna get.
Yep.
So, I would watch this horror movie. This is my kind of horror movie. I feel like I'd really enjoy it because the name of the movie is Again with the Living Dead.
Again with the Living Dead. That is the most Jewish zombie movie ever.
And I would make you watch it with me.
I know you would. I'm okay with gore, especially when it's like clearly fake gore.
Yeah. It needs to be like that campy gore for me
Yeah.
to really like be about like because I've watched some gory things. Like I said, I'm having Steven watch The Walking Dead, which we're finally picked back up on. We are watching it again.
Okay.
Finally. Because our friend Sammy's trying to get me to watch another show, and I'm just kind of sitting here like, I can only do one show at a time that really fucks with your brain. And the pit's about the end, maybe after that one.
What are they trying to get you to watch?
Adolescence.
Okay.
And as a mother, that one's going to be hard.
Yeah.
Let me get through the pit first, as it
Mhm.
destroys me mentally and
We have
emotionally.
one more episode.
I'm gonna cry. Did you? Okay, this is so off topic, but did you see what season 2 is gonna be?
It's gonna be a holiday weekend.
July 4th weekend.
Oh, July 4th specifically. I just saw
It's
holiday weekend.
takes 10 it's gonna take place 10 months after season 1, which I love. I saw someone comment on that and they were like, "Oh, the perfect amount of time for rehab."
Yeah.
It really is.
Um,
Um,
so a lot of people are gonna
yeah.
get blown up by fireworks, is what I'm hearing. A lot
July
of
4th
backyard
is the
barbecue.
busiest day and most brutal day for the ER.
Yeah, I see a lot of barbecue issues, firework explosions, maybe someone shooting themselves by accident.
Yeah, I did also see someone point out that since the, interns, the medical students, I guess you could say, they're not medical students
Yeah.
anymore, they've got their doctorates, like, they're the next step, will most likely not be there because they would be on to their next clinical.
Well, yeah. So yeah, it sound Whitaker and Javardi definitely, because they were both
Yeah.
those were still medical students. I guess Santos is a possibility because if she's an intern, she
Santos
might.
is maybe.
Yeah, because if she's an intern depending on the program, intern can
Mhm.
sometimes just be like a first year residency. Just
Yeah.
depends on the fit. But yeah, but
So
Whitaker and Javardi
it'll
probably gonna be gone.
they would probably go on, yes. I just need to know what's going on for everybody 'cause, I can't
Hmm.
remember her name right this second because 'cause I'm bad at names, the one who was just arrested again, like
Oh, McKay,
McKay,
Cassie.
thank you. I'm sorry, a judge is gonna look at that and go, "Oh, no, no, no." Oh, if you haven't watched The Pit,
Oh,
sorry.
this is coming out in July.
You better have watched The Pit by now,
Yeah, this. If our schedule maintains, this is going to be released on July 2nd.
which is so funny because I think they're talking I don't know if it'll be actually this summer or next year that we'll get it.
I thought it said it was already guaranteed for
I
January.
Next January? Okay. I have no idea. I
Yep.
read the thing and went, "Ooh, yay." Um, I need to know what trauma this man went through in a cappella group.
I mean, acapella people can be very judgy.
I've watched, what's it called?
Pitch
Pitch
Perfect.
Perfect. I
You
see how they
know,
could be.
those sing-offs, they're real intimidating.
They're so intimidating, singing Sir Mix-a-Lot.
Yeah, maybe I have PTSD from all of that male twerking.
That might do it, That
I
might
think I
that
think
might
it
do
does.
it.
I think so. It's a lot of Skylar Aston doing a lot of notes that are definitely too high for him. That definitely gives me some PTSD.
Yeah, just a
But
little
yeah,
bit.
him, that's not an emotional support dog. That's a poorly trained dog that you slapped a vest onto.
I actually had this my neck thing. I was like, I don't think emotional support animals count as a medical aid. Like, you can't take your emotional support animal
No.
into a restaurant. It's different
No,
if you have your eye seeing dog or a actual.
well, that's the thing that like people it makes it harder for people that have actual service dogs that actually provide a service rather than just being a companion. Because when it comes to service dogs, the only questions you're allowed to ask is this a service dog and what service do they provide? There's no asking for a registration, there's no asking for any kind of like actual like certification because there isn't one. They're wearing a vest that says service dog working. That
Mhm.
means they are a medical device, they're there for a reason, and those are the two questions you can ask is this a service dog and what service do they provide? Other than that, they're gonna do the thing. They're not gonna be sniffing someone's crotch for a half an hour. Like, I'll admit, I met a neighbor's dog today. That the poor dog had, it was a little corgi. He was so cute. He had a cone around his head
Aw.
because he had an eye infection. He was very sweet, but a very well behaved dog. He came over to me. He was
Mhm.
excited to say hi to somebody. I asked if it was okay because he had the cone around his head. And I petted him and sent him on his merry way. He's a very well behaved dog. There's no reason to have a poorly trained dog.
No, and, like, I have issues with my dog because, not Luna's pretty well trained, she does pretty good
Mhm.
on the leash. She has a jumping problem, but she likes to hug people, like, truly, my dog is hugging you.
Yeah.
I don't know how we taught her this, but she does, and which is sweet because most people know, and they don't mind, they hug her back,
Yeah.
but my Odin, who's large and scary, hates the leash, he's scared of it
Mm.
because
Ugh.
we technically rescued him when we first moved to this house. Steven had a house on his route that was on just like a dirt road. So obviously it's out in the middle of nowhere. It's rural. Some of these
Yeah.
places, all they have around them is dirt. I
Hmm.
grew up in a place like that. We had dirt and rocks like mostly around the actual trailer before you got to
Yeah.
grass.
Hmm.
And the poor guy was born, he was just a puppy
Hmm.
and they'd never let him inside. He literally lived outside. That's why he has skin
Aw.
allergies. It's because he slept under their porch from the moment he was born. And so he's terrified of so many different things, even though he's a monster of a dog. This dog is huge. You've seen Odie. You know how
Yes, I
big my
have.
dog is.
I
Like,
do.
he thinks he's a little lap puppy and he's 75, 80 pounds of
Mhm.
muscle. I can't really, but we've been trying to work with him for years to put him on a leash. He won't do it. He's terrified of the
But you're
leash.
a smart person that doesn't take your dog who has a hard time on a leash out into public.
Yeah, no, no, no. We don't take him anywhere other than the vet mostly. Luna
Yeah.
can go places just because she's a little bit more better, well behaved.
Yeah.
But she wasn't abused like that. Because I think not allowing, I can't, like, I am one of those people.
No.
I don't like when people just keep their dogs tied up outside all the time. If you're
No.
gonna have a pet, they need to be allowed in your house.
Uh-huh.
There are too many elements to leave your pet out in. I don't like it.
Exactly.
But no, but Lars is just a dog that makes him feel better if he's around, and is not licensed whatsoever in anything. That is not at all what, like, Lars should not have been allowed in the restaurant in the first
No,
place.
not at all. Like I mean, I feel like it's a joke, but it's an unfortunate reality of, like, asking a flight attendant how their day is. Like, I dealt with a emotional support dog, cat, squirrel, and ostrich today. Like,
Yeah.
people are just trying to make anything. Like, I'm okay. I'm gonna say this delicately. I'm all for accessibility. If you have an animal
Mhm.
companion that makes you feel safer when you're, like, at home, there's a point of, if you need this random animal with you in public, you need to seek deeper help.
Yes, you need to actually seek training and seek licensing and seek things to make that dog actually or animal able to be with you out in
Yeah,
public. They need to be trained for that.
exactly.
Um,
Service animals provide services that aren't just companionship. They're not
mhm.
the same thing.
Because I actually know a lot of people, mostly creators online that show, like, of course, why they need their service animal. Because apparently we have to keep reminding people that it's okay to have service animals,
Yes,
and
when they
that's
provide a
it.
service.
Well, it's. I feel like it's because people do this with their emotional support animals. They
Exactly.
slap
They
that
make it
on
harder.
and they make it harder for people who need it. But there's many people with, like, POTS,
Yeah.
like my own disability, that need a service animal because sometimes the tachycardia will hit, or you've got the syncope and the presyncope, which is just fainting or getting near fainting, that that animal is able to warn you about, so that you can sit down and not, I don't know, end up landing on your face when you faint.
Yeah.
So, like, there's reasons for these things.
Mm-hmm.
So I appreciate that they did it the way they did in this, though, because it was very much like showing, yeah, this is not what you should be doing. But I mean, there also shouldn't have been a rat
No,
in the
there shouldn't
escape
have been.
room.
No, that definitely is a case of they definitely need an exterminator in there.
Mhm. Maybe they need to call, I like dead bugs and I cannot lie.
Yeah, maybe.
But, that was a double date from hell.
Yeah, it really was. Like, I double dates are a thing. But it's one thing to go on a double date with, like, your best friends.
Yes.
It's another thing, and I understand the wanting to make couple friends. I understand that as a
Oh,
concept.
very much so. My husband and I don't have any.
Because it's very hard to find couple friends that
Mhm.
work for both of you. More often than not, there's going to be one spouse pairing that hits it off better than the others.
Yep.
Most often. And those just don't become couple friends. And that's okay. And this is a case of no one got on because everyone was equally terrible.
Everyone. Like, and, like, I kinda agree with Bob and Linda, though, like, can we just order the food I wanna eat?
Yeah, like, the thing of, like, because there's a level of compromise, and it's one thing if the whole, like, sharing concept, if you took them to, like, a tapas restaurant or, like, a dim sum place where it's kind of designed that you share
Mhm.
things. Not like, or if, like, you even say ahead of time, "Oh, let's go to this place, there's a bunch of appetizers, let's just get a bunch of appetizers and share." Like, that can be I'm sure that would be a
I love
plan that,
doing
like,
that.
I'm sure Linda would be all for that. Take her to a Chili's, give her a triple dipper, she's gonna be really happy.
Give her a bottle of wine, she's good.
Exactly. Like, but you have to go in with that idea. You can't take someone to, like, a regular restaurant and just say, "We're gonna order a bunch of stuff," and they only ordered one of the thing that Ruth Ann didn't like and three of the thing that she did. Like,
Mhm.
there's a level of compromise when you're going on a double date with new people that you don't know that well. So,
It's almost like you have to consider it, a date.
exactly. It's a date.
It's a date.
Just
Because the friend dates exist.
I was gonna say friend dating. That's like it's a date, just not in a swinger way.
No, I feel like Bob and Linda could not. They couldn't. Like, Linda is so open
No.
to the idea of sharing Bob. Like, she every time that comes up, she's like,
Hmm.
"Yeah, yeah, I'd be fine with that." Bob is just not there. He's like, "No, I'm
We had.
good. Linda's
I'm
enough."
I'm su- I'm surprised we haven't seen yet a situation where they go somewhere and Linda sees, like, pineapple paraphernalia and goes, "Oh, this is fun," and starts wearing. You have, like, Bob's going, Lynn, put it back, Lynn.
And I feel
Like,
like
why
that
haven't we
should
seen that
happen,
yet?
and because we've seen the swinger episode, that the fact that her parents are swingers.
Yeah.
which I think is still
They joined
hilarious.
a swingers community by accident.
It's still amazing. To this
Yes.
day, I still love that. But, like,
Yeah.
I feel like you're right. It would be look, they just got picked up for 4 more seasons, guys. We could get Linda being very confused about swingers again
You
and
know?
bring up again that her own parents are sweet. Can we do this, please? Okay, Lauren
Someone
Bouchard,
from
just
Bob's
listen to
Burgers.
us, please.
Someone from Bob's Burgers, get us on the line. We got the ideas.
I know we're not exactly, like, themed as a Bob's Burgers podcast because we do so much more than that,
Yeah.
but, listen to us, please.
We got ideas.
So, the poop song.
I mean, I feel like that's normal for a toddler.
Yeah, like it's a very normal thing. We've all got those things that happened with us as children that we're embarrassed about. That we're like, let's
Mhm.
stop. I want like because her ending. I'm like, I'm ready to take a hammer to this thing. Like she was
Yeah, of
very
course.
much done.
And like I liked that it came back around. Like the poop
Yeah.
thing was kind of how the whole episode started. And like the double date is I mean, that's the catalyst of the main conflict of the episode.
Hmm.
The kids watching the scary movie is its own thing, which is honestly perfectly fine because that makes sense. It's all connected even and it does all kind of rely on one another. But the poop song video is what started the whole thing with the scary movie. Having that come all the way back around at the end was nice to see.
Hmm. It made the episode very cohesive,
Yeah, I would
even
agree.
though we didn't have the restaurant at all. Which that does happen sometimes, and it is what it is. And I know it's like, oh no, no burgers, but the chaos of what it is when the Bob's family, the Belcher family, is just existing is very enjoyable to me.
Exactly.
Like they're
And
just trying to exist.
this was certainly chaos.
Very chaotic. But what did you rate this one?
This one gets a 27. It's 9s across the board.
Nice. Okay, I like it. I gave character and personal 8s
Okay.
and plot 7. I have
Mhm.
some issues just with like certain things, but like it's still a good episode, so it's a 23.
Okay.
I'm not going to explain myself because
Nah.
I feel like I just did.
Yeah, same.
I just explained myself. We know why I felt the way I did. All right. Now we have episode 15. Go Tina on the Mountain. The Belcher kids are going on a school trip to the Outdoor Education Center, and Tina wants to get her Nature Iffany. She wants to distance herself from the nickname the kids keep calling her, Fluffy Butt. The kids are warned about the Windy Gap Hermit at Outdoor Ed, and the weather keeps them all stuck inside. Tina insists on still getting her Nature Iffany, and her siblings join her in the rainy weather. They find the hermit in the woods and take some time to get to know her. Tina is inspired by Martha's lifestyle and decides to level up and hike to the top of Mount Windy Gap anyways. Her siblings seek help when they find out the hermit is a fraud and their sister has gone out into the elements on her own. The group go after Tina before she gets hurt and have to work together to climb the mountain. Bob and Linda don't have any plans while the kids are gone, so they decide to do something fun. On the first night, they fall asleep and eat lots of cheese, but on the second night, they fall asleep again. Finally, on the third night, they get dressed up and go out drinking and dancing. They keep the party going at their place and immediately regret it the next morning. What did you get for the vacant storefront?
That is Cry Me a Sliver semi-urgent care.
I would like to know what constitutes semi-urgent.
Is that not just going to your doctor's office when you're like sick?
That's what I would call that.
Yeah.
What did you get for the pest control truck?
La Femme Nisquika Exterminators?
It's supposed to be a play on the Canadian action drama series La Femme Nikita.
Okay then.
Yeah, I feel like it's what La Femme Nisquika. Is that how?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm assuming.
And you are, I'm hoping, slightly happy.
Happier. There's 2 burgers.
Happier.
The I can't believe it's not butternut squash burger.
Yep, a play on the spread. I can't believe it's not butter.
And the paprika smurf burger comes with blue potato fries.
Which is so funny to me because in the future there is going to be an episode of Bob discussing sweet potato fries
Okay.
and his feelings towards them. So I find this very funny that he did at some point do blue potato fries.
Yeah.
I don't have a lot of notes on this one just because there weren't a lot, but we have Nicole Byer as Martha. I love her. She has a very distinct voice. If you don't know her, the main thing that I know her from, because my kids love it, is Nailed It. She's so much fun.
She's so good on that.
She's so good on that. I just love her personality because I really love the one clip. It's not from that show, but there is I think she went on something and it's Johnny Knoxville across from her and she sits down and just goes, "Bitch, is this cake?" And it is. They made a chair out of cake and she sat in it. and it's amazing. I love her.
I love it. I love because she's so encouraging at the same time as being judgmental. She's like, "Wow, you really went for it. Okay, then."
Yeah, she's great. The title is a reference to the African American spiritual song "Go Tell It on the Mountain." The Cloud Fresh jingle is sung to the tune of Lollipop, a popular song first recorded by Ronald and Ruby, then more notably the Chordettes
The Cordettes.
in 1958. And the carpet in the Lucky Lizard is the same as in the Overlook Hotel and the Stanley Kubrick's The Shining. They really love The Shining in this, I swear. Like
Yeah, that's fair.
something about the Bob's Burgers writers, they really seem to love The Shining because how many times now have we referenced The Shining? Just The
It's a
Shining
good
in
thing to.
this.
It's a good thing to reference.
It's a great thing to reference. But I have I have once again 4 lines.
I have more than that.
As you saw, you were actually staring at me as I watched these. My children would not stop interrupting
Yeah.
what I was doing. So I didn't get as much down this time because my children
Mhm.
would not leave me alone.
Fair. Yeah. I'm gonna tell Mr. Tweezers. I get it.
A scavenger hunt.
It's literally off the beaten path.
We ate a bunch of cheese and fell asleep on the couch. I am missing where this is a bad thing.
Yeah. Live out here as long as I have, and you get tossy with the hatchet.
I'm a hottie in another body. Does
Hey,
that body have jaundice?
thanks. We don't speak wind.
So you don't care if we call you Flufficus boticus, which is, of course, the Latin name for your species?
Louise throws hatchet. And how has this not replaced golf?
I am in a full agreement on that one. I'm done.
I have 4 more.
Oh, here we go.
You're not even a camper. You're a glamper.
That's true.
It came from this disc of sadness, which gave me like you sit on a throne of lies kind of
Yeah.
vibes. I'm gonna get you, hermit and or missing kid. And then I'm just throwing everything away. Is that cleaning?
That should be cleaning after a night
It-
like that.
It is cleaning, honestly.
I want to start with this for just one reason so we can get it out of the way so we don't bitch about Fron the entire time. But the fact
Okay.
that kids actually seek help from the person they're supposed to seek help from, and Frond is still horrible.
Uh-huh. They followed the proper protocol for once. And he still ignored them.
He still ignored them.
And it's not even like a, boy who cried wolf situation because they very rarely actually go to him for help.
Exactly. Like, he actually needed to just do his job for once and still didn't do it.
Which is accurate.
So, but no, I didn't want to bitch the whole time about
Mhm.
Frond. So I just had to get that out of the way.
No, that's fair. Yeah, the first thing I wrote down was outdoor education centers because this is before I figured out it was a school trip that was going to this thing.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I feel like outdoor education centers usually turn into camps for troubled teens.
Yeah, they tend to.
Yeah.
But what did you think for Nature-iphany and wanting to be Teagle?
I mean, I understand Tina's desire to, shed off a bad nickname.
Mm-hmm.
No one was big nickname people in my middle school. Like,
Mine either.
it wasn't really a thing that because I was like, no, it's not the case of like, I think there was just too many, again, there's too many of us. So like, no one really like paid too much attention to the intricacies of every individual student because and like, you see a lot of the same people, but it's still a case of you deal with enough people during the day. Like that kind of thing just doesn't happen with a graduating class as big as mine, all in one
Yeah.
middle school. So like that
As
wasn't as much
always,
of a thing.
we
But
have different childhoods.
that we do. But I understand from Tina's perspective, she wants to, redefine herself, and she sees going into nature as doing that.
And that's a good way of finding yourself, I feel, is getting like
Yeah.
when we say touch, like when the internet's yelling at you to touch grass, it's for a reason. It means get off the internet and go be in nature because believe it or not, guys, nature regulates your body.
Uh-huh.
Like literally being in the outdoors regulates your circadian rhythm,
Mm-hmm.
which helps you sleep at night. So
Yep.
if you can withstand the elements that are outside your home, go touch grass.
Yeah, if the weather is not shit like it's been here.
It's been raining for over 24 hours here. It finally stopped just before we started recording, and I've never been happier. And I usually really love rain. I think my problem is it was raining for so long, and I had zero time to read.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Like, rainy weather is the perfect reading weather.
I would agree.
So Bob and Linda's outing and not outing are so very, very accurate.
Yeah, like they're falling asleep on the couch, eating too much cheese.
Sounds
and
like
then
my average night with my husband.
horribly self-correcting in the wrong direction, all sounds very accurate and very them. And like to be fair, I Teddy was the one obviously like telling like you better like go out and do something crazy kind of thing. But like maybe we don't listen to Teddy because we
Mhm.
normally learn that Teddy is usually wrong.
Yeah, because like all I can think of is that Steven and I have young children. We do not go out very often. We don't have many babysitters who can take them very often. But then there's still this situation of when we do finally get a night together and we decide to go out,
Mhm.
if we're not home by 10, we are so tired and ready to
Yeah.
just pass out. So there's a lot of times we'll get a night without the kids and we're like, we're getting takeout and we're throwing on a movie and
Yeah.
staying home. We would rather so much of the time just stay home when the
Mhm.
kids aren't here in our home and sleep because you lose sleep when you have children. And
Yes.
it's just I get they did it because of Teddy. They definitely did it
Yes.
because of Teddy. And then
Their fourth child.
immediately essentially that's what Teddy is at this point, their fourth child. So because like he's sitting there like it's restaurant time and you're not open and they're just like Teddy, go away.
Uh-huh.
It's right up there with the drinking all the jelly bean schnapps. Bad
Yeah.
decisions all around.
Down to the self-tan. I wrote down they look like they've been dunked in Cheeto dust.
They really do. That's why I love that line of it. Like, does that body have jaundice? So she sprays him in return, and he's like, "All right, I guess I'm stuck here now. Let me go spray myself."
Mhm.
You can't get me to use self tanner. I'm too white, man.
No,
And
yeah.
no.
No. Never happening. Not on this skin
Can
tone.
you imagine? I'm sorry, I have to say you're a redhead. I'm imagining you with self tanner now, and it's I love you.
It's a real experience. I'm sure
That's an
that's
experience.
a great visual image for you, I'm sure.
It's great. Just know that I love you.
Like here's the thing, is I don't tan. I grow freckles.
You grow freckles.
Like generally speaking, like when it's summer and I spend more time
Same.
on average outside, the freckles that I have get darker, and just the ones that I guess are too fine to be seen on the normal circumstance also get darker and bigger. So
Mhm.
I quite literally grow freckles. Like the whole thing of like, the online things that are like, every freckle you have on your right arm is a witch that you're a descendant of. So I look at my arm and I go, all of them?
Do you know how many freckles I have on my arms? I
Like
am covered in freckles.
it's winter and I'm covered in freckles. So
Yeah,
apparently I'm a descendant of all of Salem,
like
apparently, according to that internet meme.
my shoulders alone have so many freckles.
Yeah.
Like which I was still so mad when I started seeing people like put freckles on their face. My freckles are not as prominent in the winter. Like I do need to get some sun to see them on my
Yeah.
face more. They're not as prominent as they used to be, but my
Mhm.
arms have tons of freckles. Like, but when I started seeing the trend of people like putting freckles on their face, I got so
Mhm.
mad because I was like bullied in middle school for freckles for some stupid reason. And now I'm sitting here, I'm like, y'all made something I was bullied for trending. I'm angry.
Yeah, that's what they like. As I've gotten older, obviously, I didn't again not so much at me, but you kind of hear the general consensus that
Yeah.
freckles aren't the trend. But then as I got older, some people like that like find like my freckles cute, and I'm like, that's a case of like I always say this about like just how you view yourself, and sometimes it is just exposure therapy, and
Mm-hmm.
the more it happens, the more you tend to believe it. Because that thing of like it took a lot of people to be like, oh, I love your freckles, they're so cute. I want like
Yes.
that took me like I like my freckles. But I mean that could also be a case of the fact that I'm almost 30. Like, but still, it took a while, but I got there.
Because I remember also being in middle school, because like going back to the whole thing of like the nicknames, we never had like the mean nicknames, but we had the people that were like, oh my God, why are your arms so hairy? And I'm like, because hair
Yeah.
grows on your body. Like I had girls in middle school making me believe I needed to shave my arm hair. And I'm
Uh huh.
like, do you know how much work that is? Because I'm the same. Once I get more sun, you can really see the freckles, but I have to be in the sun for that to happen, which takes
Yeah.
copious amounts of sunblock.
Yep.
Like the amount of sunscreen this family goes through. It's a lot. It's so much.
It's a part of the thing of like why I never fully understood. Like, I mean, I know I did it because I was pale and needed to not look like a
Yeah.
ghost on stage. But like with stage makeup and with everything, I'm like, but just in makeup in general, I'm like, why am I painting over my naturally
Mhm.
rosy complexion to then paint it back on?
Honestly.
Like, which is why like when I did wear makeup, I was doing like tinted BB creams and like tinted like sunblocks for a
Yeah,
while
I do that
because
sometimes.
that would at least give me a little more color definition without it really covering up like my freckles and
Mhm.
my rosy cheeks because that's just the complexion that I have. but I also just don't wear, other than I wear sunscreen, but I just don't wear a lot of makeup
Oh, yeah, I
ever.
gave up on, like, foundation, any type of creams and stuff. The only thing I do, of course, everybody has seen, I do my eyeliner, I do some lipstick sometimes, some eyeshadow, I always try to fix my eyebrows up, but apart from that, nothing else goes on my face. I use, I don't think it's CeraVe, it's another brand, I don't remember what brand it is. It's literally just moisturizer with sunblock in it. It's got
Yeah.
like, that's all I use now,
Yeah.
and it's plenty. Like, that's getting older. You just kinda Some of us just kinda give up on makeup. We're
Yeah,
just It's not
it's too
worth it
much
anymore.
effort. It's too much
It's
effort.
so much effort. But, yeah, that's our bullying was definitely like, our teasing was different
Yeah, then
in our
TV kind of
generation
shows.
than TV shows because I don't remember really many of the names. It was more so like the manipulative mind games in middle school
Mhm.
that was stuff that just made no sense. So, like, it's hard to relate with Tina on this one
Yeah, I
because of
think,
that, but, like, Tammy's just horrible anyways.
but she's outright horrible, and that's the difference.
Yeah.
'Cause, like, I feel like if I haven't told this on the podcast, I've definitely told you about this, about these girls that got sat next to me, like, in math class a couple of
Yeah.
years in a row because our last names aligned, and they tried to do that manipulative thing of, like, thinking that they were tricking me into thinking we were friends when we actually
I hate
weren't,
that
but
shit.
they thought they were doing that, but I couldn't have cared less
Mhm.
about what they were trying to do and just went back to doing my, like, because, like, they were, like, pretending as, like, they were trying to see if they could get me to invite them to my bat mitzvah. I think was the story that I tell the first time, and I'm pretty sure my response was, "I think the guest list is already decided."
Like,
Because,
it was weird, man.
you're not doing the thing that you think you're doing. Like, it's just it's a why are you it's looking back and I'm like, why did you think that was a fun thing to do? But when it wasn't working, why did you keep trying? Is my
Puberty.
question. Is, like, to these teenage minds, I'm like, why did you keep trying? Like, what I appreciate the commitment to the bit, but I was like, I never fell for it because I had friends and didn't care.
It started raining again.
Oh no.
Oh my god. Sorry. It's just been so much rain
Yeah.
today.
But with Martha,
The
the hermit,
hermit.
when she was, like, complaining about her corporate life, I was like, I feel like Martha's half describing my life, but I have no desire to live in the woods though.
No, like, and I appreciate her glamping setup. I think my favorite part with the hermit is the fact that the moment the guy meets her, I don't know what he's called. My brain's not working. We've been
I don't know.
recording for a
He's
couple hours.
the guy that holds Mr. Tweezers. I got Mr. Tweezer.
Who's that knocking at your door? Yeah, him. He immediately is like attracted to her,
Uh huh.
and he's like, "Oh, you're her. Oh my, what do I do now?"
He doesn't see a lot of people that are interested in the things that he's interested
He
in.
does not. So I love that the response isn't, "Oh my god, I gotta call the cops on you," or some shit. His immediate response
Hmm.
is like, "Oh, you're a woman. I
And
like you. Oh
I
my."
appreciate I appreciate it because I didn't even think to count that they had an uneven number when they were figuring out how to get across the flooded
Mhm.
ravine. But Martha was originally was like instantly just like, get on my back for Louise because she's definitely too small to do this with anyone anyway.
Yeah, and of course you
And
gotta protect the little one.
yeah, absolutely. Like, that works out perfectly. So it's, I appreciate, the donor figure who leads them astray, not realizing what's happening. Cause, like, it's all very, it's what you expect out of an episode like this.
Yes.
It's expected chaos. And then Bob and Linda are, it's a case of it's disjointed because there's not a lot of, like, Bob and Linda doing their thing is connected because it's predicated on the kids not being home. But, like, it's
Yes.
a case of there's not, like, any, like, thematic connection between the two of them. It's just that connection of while the kids are away, Bob and Linda will fall asleep on the couch.
Which honestly is so realistic, and I
Yeah.
really enjoy that aspect actually because I mean, the amount of times that yes, my husband have pretty and I mostly Steven falling asleep because if he sits still
Mhm.
for too long, he falls asleep. Of us
Fair.
just eating cheese and watching a movie or watching TV and passing out. Like
Yep.
that's because it's so funny
That's
because
what
then
you
our
do.
kids will come back. What did you guys do while we were gone? Slept, ate food. That's it. I can't even say like get drunk anymore or anything. Not that I would say that to my
Yeah.
kids, but like
Yeah, yeah.
to other people, I would. We don't even do that anymore. Steven
Uh-huh.
barely drinks anymore because like it takes the amount of alcohol it takes to get a 6'6", 270-pound man drunk.
And, like, it's not that much fun to do that by yourself.
It's not, and I appreciate him not always wanting to drink heavily around me because
Exactly.
I taste that.
Yes, you would.
Yes. There's so many times he has actually had a few drinks and I'll kiss him and I'm like, how much do you love me? Please go brush your teeth. I can't do it.
Oh.
But no, it's a This is definitely an interesting one. I don't feel like it's too disjointed since it is reliant on the kids being away for their story to work. But
Yeah.
apart from that, like I feel like it's a solid episode.
Yeah, absolutely.
What did you rate this one?
I gave it sevens for plot and character. It was one
Okay.
of those things of like it's enjoyable, there's nothing wrong with it, but it's like not my favorite.
That's fair.
And it got an 8 for personal, so it gets a 22.
I gave it 8s across the board, so it's a
Okay,
24.
very close.
Just another fun Bob's Burgers, but we only have 1, 2, 3 podcast episodes
Okay.
left for season 8
Oh my.
because we only have 2, 4, 6. Wait, 6 episodes left in season 8, and we will be on to season 9. God, we're almost to double digits.
Yeah, well, I didn't say this in the last episode we recorded. Since we finished the first half of season 4, we are now dead center of Once Upon a Time
Holy shit.
because there's 7 seasons. We have seen 3.5 seasons.
We are not dead center of Bob's Burgers anytime soon, or
No,
probably ever, because they just renewed for 4 more seasons.
but there will, with at the pace we're going, there will get to a point where we catch up, and you will have to pick a new show.
I'll have to pick a new show, and then we'll probably just since Bob's is 2 episodes per, we
Yeah,
could do okay, the last 2 episodes come out, we can talk about it.
yeah,
But that's about as much. My problem is how fast can the wiki keep up?
yeah. That's true.
We might also have to wait. Okay, maybe we'll keep up with it and notice our own things or look into our own that would be a lot more work on ourselves to try and figure out what's going on in them
Hmm.
because that'll be just a full-on reaction from both of us once
Yeah,
we reach that point. Because I will talk about Bob's Burgers until it's over. I don't care.
exactly. Yeah, I'm okay to keep going, but that'll
That'll be that
unfortunately.
random little extra.
That's the thing is Bob's Burgers, once we get caught up, it'll basically, rather than like with Once where it'll be a mainline series until it's over, Bob's will eventually have to get turned into a special.
Which is funny because, like I said, we can do it where it's every couple of episodes. The problem we have there is then you will be able to experience the long gaps that we
This is
have.
true.
So when you sit there and think of oh, it'll be too much, trust me, it will not.
No.
It'll start in September, and then you won't get any till you have your old Christmas situation, and then after Christmas you have all the football that gets in the way, and then you have
Mhm.
moments like right now where they're you're not getting episodes until May because we have other shows to focus on. Well, Fox, y'all picked up 4 more seasons. Get the schedule right, please. I'm begging.
Get your shit together, Fox. Thank you all for listening. Join us next time when we discuss Once Upon a Time, episode 412, Darkness on the Edge of Town. Don't forget to like, rate, and follow the podcast wherever you listen so you can be notified every time we publish a new episode. Follow us at OBDYK_pod on Instagram and Blue Sky. And if you'd like to join our Patreon, you can find the link with more details in our show notes.
This has been an episode of Okay, But Did You Know? A TV and media podcast. It was hosted by Katie and Lauren and edited by Katie.